Hello everyone, thank you again for clicking on my channel. My name is Emma and I am the book genre queen, or at least I am attempting to become so with this channel. Alright, so today I'm actually going to be reviewing the two books that I read for the month of January. So for the beginning of it, I would like to actually put pictures on my channel this time, so you can actually see what the book looks like. I realized it wasn't very interactive last time, and I apologize. I'm just barely starting off with YouTube, so I'm trying to, find ways to be more interactive. Hope you enjoy more. Might actually get background, displays or something to make it more enjoyable than a white wall with my, shadow. That's what it's called. With my shadow back there. So first off, I'm going to review On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. And for a brief second, here is the picture. All right, I hope you enjoyed that picture. So now you can actually see what the book looks like. So for this book, I just want to say that I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And the reason behind it is not because it wasn't well written or because it didn't have a good message behind it. I just simply do not like the main character. She fixes herself in the end, I suppose, but she's just, I don't know, I don't want to say typical teenager because that's not the case. There's many teenagers out there that are, that have their act together. I don't want to say teenagers don't, because I was one once, and everybody has been, and so we know what it's like, and it's not exactly the easiest time in your life. But with her, I just felt that she just didn't appreciate those in her life that really loved her. They gave her so much advice, so much encouragement to do her gift as somebody who writes poetry to become a rap star, to actually be true to herself and not what is expected of her because she's, a black female. She started putting on the persona of, I'm a thug, I'm a gangster, I'm a bad girl and stuff like that. And she's simply not. She has a little bit of anger issues and stuff because, at that age, your emotions are very tense. And let's face it, the older you get, it doesn't really change. Your emotions still are very intense. You just live to, learn to deal with it better, hopefully. Some days I don't. Anyway, I digress. But I just feel like she just didn't really listen. Her mother, her brother, her friends, they were just so wise. Just telling her, you don't need to follow this guy who's telling you that this is the persona you have to put on to make it in this career. She was so caught up with trying to become famous for a good purpose, because she wanted to be able to help her family, that she just didn't really listen to them. And it kind of bothered me. But what got that 3 stars is because those side characters were so good. Were so fleshed out, well written, and just really inspiring, especially her brother and her mother. I just really respected them in that book. And I'm going to do another video after this. I really enjoy, saving quotes of books, and so I'm going to do another video after this one, and it's going to be quotes from these books that I've read. And most of them, I think one of them is actually the main character, Bree. That's her quote, and the rest of them are her brother and her mother. They're just really, really good quotes. Sorry, I say a lot, and I've noticed that. I will fix that on all my videos now. So with that, I just want to say, I'm not going to give you a whole big plot line or anything like that, because this is spoiler free. I just want to let you know that 3 out of 5 is because just the main character, I just had a hard time reading her, because she annoyed me. But she listened in the end, so we're good. Hope that wasn't a spoiler. I don't think so, because there's a lot more in there, a whole lot more when it comes to, our stereotypes and how we, society views different cultures and different people. And it's just kind of eye-opening, because honestly, I'm not in the black community because I'm obviously white, but it's interesting to realize what they go through. Because for me, I don't view them any differently. I shouldn't even say them. I don't view anybody differently because of that stuff, but it's definitely there. It is definitely there. And it's sad. And it's good to be able to be aware of it, so that you know, because innocence and sometimes ignorance is actually what I would call a detriment into our lives and can actually hurt us and can actually make things worse. So being aware of these things, I think, is very important. And that's part of the reason why I picked that book, is so I could become more aware. So I think it definitely helped open things up to me in a different perspective, a different, lifestyle that I've just never encountered in my life. So I thought it was really good. And so again, 3 out of 5 stars for that one. The next book that I read was The Collective Schizophrenias by Esme, Wang. Again, like last time, I just don't know how to say her name, and I'm so sorry, Miss Esme, because I'm sure it's a whole lot better when you say it than when I do. Again, I'm going to pause for a second so you can actually see the picture of the book, so you can, be interactive with our videos. So here's the picture. All right, so with this book, I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. The reason I gave this one not a 5 out of 4 is simply because the writing was very well done, but it jumped all over the place. It didn't really have a set topic for each chapter. It started off with the topic, the main point that she was trying to come across with that chapter. But then afterwards, it just kind of skipped all over the place and kind of referenced things that were back from the other place and then referenced back. And it's just very confusing. However, I thought that was beautiful as well, because I know people with schizophrenia, and this is generalization, so please don't take this offensively if you have it, or if you know somebody who has it and it's not what they have, the way they think. Again, very blanket generalization, because there's so many subgenres within schizophrenia. Anyway, that was my disclaimer, so please don't hate me. But with that one, I know from my experience with the person that I know who has schizophrenia, and just research a little bit with it, with psychology, their thought processes are a little bit more jumpy. They kind of, go over the place. Again, highly intelligent, words are formed well, very, constructed, well done sentences. They're just all over the place. And so that was something I should have expected from this book, but I don't know why. It's harder. It was harder for me to read because of that one, and it took longer for me to read that book than the other book, even though it was shorter. And I think it was because of that, and also it was a hard read emotionally. I personally suffer from depression and anxiety. I'm a natural happy person. If you can't tell, I'm a happy person. But when those moments happen, when the drugs don't fix you exactly, they help you. But when those times when it's just really bad, it's hard, and people that don't have it don't completely understand. And it was eye-opening to see how there's like subclasses within schizophrenia itself. Like, she had, I think she said, psychoanalytical, darn it, I can't remember the exact word for it. I think it was it wasn't complete schizophrenia. It's like psychoanalytical with bipolar disorder mixed into it. So she had delusions. She had, goodness gracious, my words. So she had delusions, and she saw things that weren't really there, and I can't remember what that's called. Oh my goodness. But she had those things, and she even had this thing where she believed herself dead, but she was living in the real world. So she wasn't dead, but she felt like she doesn't know these people. She's just kind of walking around in this world, and she believes herself dead. It was very interesting to hear her experience with that one. And the really sad one was the mental hospitals that she went to, and how they really did not help her at all. Basically, it was put you on meds and let's not talk to you. Let's not really try to help you out, but let's treat you like you're kind of an idiot. So it was just really eye-opening to see that that's how they treated her. And this is a highly, highly intelligent lady. I mean, many degrees that she points out, great creative writing that she is able to do, just lots of good accomplishments. And they, at the mental hospital, don't treat her as such. And she tried so hard to be like, I'm a schizophrenia, but I'm not one. Okay, don't treat me like one. Don't think me of one. And there's like a hierarchy within schizophrenia itself. And it was just, oh my goodness. And some of the quotes that are in that book too, just really hit home for me too, with somebody who does have a little bit of an emotional disorder. It was just something that just really hit, where it's just people are not aware. The ignorance, again, is something that's really, really sad in nowadays age. I mean, there's so much information out there that sometimes it's hard to know what's real and what's not. But the ignorance, again, of not knowing the different mental issues that are around this world. And that these people, and I'm one of them, including with them, are just the same as everybody else. I mean, we might think a little bit differently. We might, feel things a little bit differently. But everybody's different. And I liked one thing that was really good, where she says, again, it's probably one of the quotes that I picked because I really liked it, where the mental disorders are labeled by humans. We created these genres. We created these boxes. This is not something that was, divinely given from us, from God above, saying, this is what you call somebody who has all these disorders or behaviors or whatever. This is human-made. And so to judge somebody exactly by a human-made thing and think, oh, she has depression, therefore she's like everybody else who has depression, or vice versa. No, we're all different. Anyway, that book was really good, really eye-opening. I would highly recommend it for everybody. Just be aware that it does jump quite a bit from one idea to the next, and references back to some of the things that she talked about before. So you kind of have to really take it in chunks, unless of course you're somebody who can follow it and has an amazing mind. That apparently I don't have quite yet with that. So I would highly recommend both those books. Very good books. On the Come Up does have quite a bit of swearing. If that's something that you're not really comfortable with, I just want to let you know. If you don't mind it, and you're just somebody like me that's just like, whatever, then, feel free to read it. There are, again, trigger warnings for, depression, or, some hardships that the main character Bree goes through. That's definitely something that you need to worry about. And definitely Collective Schizophrenias, if you know anybody with mental illness or anything like that, and you have some emotional, hardships when it came to that. Again, trigger warning, but these are good trigger warnings, if that makes sense. These are things that are important to know about. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review for this, the month of January. And I look forward to you being able to look at my next video, which is going to be the book quotes of these books that I just reviewed. And then the next video, which is going to be the books that I choose for February. Again, if you liked this, please, us YouTubers, like and subscribe. You love it. You love hearing it. So go ahead and do that one. And if you read these books along with me, go ahead and leave a comment below. Or if you already read it, go ahead and leave a comment below. Or if hearing my review inspired you to read these books, leave a comment below. I really do look at the comments. I really would appreciate it if you could. This is community. I feel like my channel should be a community-based, where we're just very, we're bookers. We like to read books, bookies, whatever you want to call us. We like to read. And I just want you to feel engaged with it so you enjoy it. Again, thank you for clicking it. And again, I'm saying again a lot, knowledge is power, and you get knowledge through books. Thank you for watching.